Alright everybody, we are here with our Week 7 SPL predictions. Last week was crazy, and there was teams winning all over the place and losing all over the place and all kinds of crazy stuff. We had a crazy week. But we had a couple of kind of standard weeks in a row, so we kind of needed a crazy week to just mix it on up. So, starting off the week versus Eager and ALG. Eager having a pretty strong first half of the split. ALG not having a pretty strong half. ALG switching up their roster, moving into basically that second half of the split with Mr. Makey instead of Dare to Care. Eager, everything the same moving forward. They've kind of found their place in the meta, and they've kind of found how to make DJ Pernicus work within their group, putting him on more typically supporty like junglers like Hunbats and stuff. I would expect this to go 2-0 the way of Eagerinos. Next game up on Thursday, we have Soar versus Randozos. Randozos are doing pretty well in terms of like recently. They took a game off of Envy, which is great, but Soar is looking to solidify their spot as a top 3 team. Soar and Enemy looking to try to really guarantee themselves the top 2 spots this week. In North America, with LG and Eager trying to fight out for number 3. Speaking of LG and Enemy, here they are. Enemy wanting to solidify its spot as the number 1 team in North America. Luminosity saying, hey, we deserve that 3rd place spot, and we're going to take it over Eager. This should be a crazy set. I expect Luminosity to be kicking up their game and being ready, so I'm going to have this going the way of Split. I expect them to be prepared this week for Enemy. Enemy, I'm sure, will be fine with a split. They can basically split the rest of the season, and they have absolutely no worries of making DreamHack. For them, it's more about 1st and 2nd place seeding at this point. Dig and Leftovers. With the Dignitas roster, you would feel like that they would do better than they are. Leftovers, you'd think they'd be doing worse than they are, honestly, as far as Europe goes. These are our Friday games, by the way, for those that didn't realize we switched over from Thursday to Friday. Dignitas and Leftovers are pretty closely matched. As far as who I think is the better team, I think Dignitas has the better odds here, but just barely and not enough to stick away from Split. Both of those teams looking to move up the ladder. It is not over yet in Europe. In North America, it's pretty much sold between Enemy and Soar looking pretty strong, and then Eager and LG looking to kind of take up that 3rd place spot. Could switch around a little bit, but those 4 are pretty much the top 4 in North America. The bottom, the other 4 kind of looking to fight to not be relegation rounds, trying to make sure you're 6th and not 7th and 8th. But Europe, on the other hand, is crazy, and it's pretty much anybody's game. Paradigm, who should have been pretty free number 2, had a really rough, yes. They should be 11-5 right now, but they had a rough week last week, not coming out what they wanted to. Cringe Crew right now ahead of Paradigm. They have 2 less games played. So this should be a really tough game. This should really show what's going to happen coming up here in these following weeks for Europe. Paradigm and Cringe Crew both fighting for DreamHack. Trying to make sure they have their spot. I've got this going the way of Split. I think they're both very strong teams in the European region. Fnatic versus Hungry for More. This is more of the fighting to not be relegated type matches. Neither of these teams are going to be making it to DreamHack at this point. Pretty evenly matched. I can't imagine anybody's, working too hard around here because, you're not going to make DreamHack. Like I said, it's more about not getting relegated. I've got that going the way of Split. Saturday, we've got Panthera versus Doesn't Matter. The answer is no. No, it does not matter. All right. Next up, we've got Cringe Crew versus Dig. This could be influenced by our matches previous in the week, guys. So if you're going to be updating these votes as you go throughout the week, I would look at how Dig and Cringe Crew did earlier in the week and then change your vote accordingly. I, of course, don't have that luxury, and I will be taking this the way of Cringe Crew 2-0. I think that they're a very strong team. I think that if they split with Paradigm or beat them 2-0, that's going to give them great momentum moving forward. Envy versus Denial should be a great game. Equal in the wins department, but Denial has 4 games less played. Denial looking very strong with the acquisition of Envy's jungler Mask. The orange dog over there looking decently strong. Trying to solidify their spot as not relegations, basically. Neither of these teams probably going to be making it to DreamHack. The odds are pretty low. Both are just fighting to not be 7th and 8th place. I would give this the way of split, and that should actually be a very good series. Alright, wrapping up our Sunday, we have Sora versus ALG. Man, this is going to be a rough week for ALG. Sad panda, man. Sad panda. Alright, we got Sora Gaming coming in. They should have a pretty easy win earlier in the week with Randozo's 2-0, giving them some momentum. With those 2 wins, they'll be 13-5. Elite just going against Eager earlier in the week, one of the top 4 teams here in North America, going to be one of the harder games. Depending on how these games go earlier in the week, it maybe could shift it, but based off of previous performances as well as current records, this is going to be 2-0 the way of Sora Gaming. Hungry for more Torpedo Gaming. Now this should actually be a pretty close game in itself. Both of these teams right around the same skill level. If you have a favorite team here, go ahead and pick them. Otherwise, it should be pretty much split. And wrapping up our week is going to be LG versus Denial. Going to be an incredible set for LG. They're going to need to win this. They need to win this set. This is the type of team they have to be winning. Earlier in the week, they're going against Enemy Esports, right? One of the top teams, I mean the top team in North America. That's a team they want to be splitting with at least. But when they're going against anybody in that bottom 4, they need to be taking 2-0s against them. Denial, a very strong team, though. Could definitely fight back. But I'm going to give Luminosity the benefit of the doubt, and I think they're going to be kicking their gears up trying to make LAN. I don't think they've ever missed a LAN. Oh, they've missed 1 LAN because we were there against TSM, actually, for the spring split where we went to Brazil. So actually they have missed 1 LAN in like the entirety of their being of people. So, but that's going to wrap it up. Our picks for the week were Eager over ALG, Sora over Randozos, LG Enemy split, Dig Leftover split, Paradigm CC split, Fnatic Hungry for More split, Panthera always wins, CC over Dig, Envy and Denial split, Sora over ALG, Hungry for More split with TPG, and finally LG 2-0 over Denial. Guys, that'll wrap up our picks for the week. Let me know if you agree or disagree down in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. And of course, thank you everybody that supports the channel by subscribing.